On today's episode of the Cryptoverse Market Roundup, most of the market is green, and I'm going to read the Ethereum price chart. All of that coming up on today's show, so stay right there. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse Market Roundup. I am your host, Chris Coney, the founder of Cryptoversity, the online school where you can learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. Find out more at cryptoversity.com. So let's head over to coinmarketcap.com for the market roundup. I give out 4 awards each day, so let's give them out. The first award I give out is the biggest winner in the top 20, biggest winner by percentage. And with a 17.12% gain, we're going to give it to Qtum. It ranks in 13th place, has a $380 million market cap now, and a price of $6.46 per coin. Right above that is BitConnect in 12th place and is the biggest loser of the day, shaving 4.48% of its value down to $62.16 and a $392 million market cap. So BitConnect is only, $12 million ahead of Qtum in that regard in terms of market cap. Moving on from there, the most traded altcoin today is LiteCoin. $272 million of trading volume in the last 24 hours. LiteCoin itself has gained 7.5% and puts it at a $2.2 billion market cap. LiteCoin trading at $43.22. I've given the honorable mention to Ethereum. It's gained 12.5% itself, and it's pulled back up above $200. We don't need to spend too much time on this because we're going to read the Ethereum chart in just a moment. But with Ethereum coming back up to a $21 billion market cap, it has dragged Bitcoin's dominance down a bit more, down to 50.1% today. It was slightly higher than that yesterday, but Ethereum is the biggest challenger when it comes to overall market share and market cap. Total market cap of the Cryptoverse today is $95 billion. And it's interesting that this is all happening the day of the hard fork. So it's looking pretty optimistic, which is a surprise to me. I thought people would be running for the hills. But the rest of the top 100 is pretty green. There's only a few other reds, and even the reds that we do have are relatively small. So that's pretty good news to me. So moving on from there, we move on to the chart reading section, which today, because it's Tuesday, is Ethereum. So what do we see here? This is the daily chart of Ethereum against the US dollar. So this here is what we are now calling, or most people are calling, the Great Ico Boom of 2017, when we went right down from, $84-ish, and went right up to $412. So that was followed by the Great Ico Crash of 2017, when what is largely to be believed to be ICOs cashing out, to be the big fall from, it was only the middle of June, middle of June, crashed right down, and it sort of ended the 16th of July. It was the bottom of the crash, looking at this. And then since then, you may remember last week, I drew myself a horizontal channel. At the moment, it's depicted as 2 white lines. Now, the top of that channel coincides with the 50% Fibonacci retracement line, which is at $248. And these Fibonacci lines have been serving me quite well for a couple of months now, the same levels. If you've tuned in before to the Ethereum price chart reading, you'll remember me always talking about 210 and 248 as 2 key levels of support and resistance. And the $248 mark is also where I've drawn the top part of this parallel channel. And for the last, let's call it 10 or so candles, that has been the range, the consolidation range for the price. And then the bottom of the range here is 176. So I'm actually right in the middle of that whole channel is the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement line, which is that $210 that I was talking about. So those are the ones to keep an eye on, in my opinion. Now, looking more recently, last week I talked about these heads of these candles from last week that were peeping just above the 50-day moving average And the 50-day moving average is still depressing the price. It seems to be preventing the price from going up. So this is a moving line of resistance here. Even today's candle, even though it's a green candle, it has a bit of a head on it. It's sort of stuck underneath the 50-day moving average. So again, it's still acting as resistance. And the bottom of the channel at 176 is the support line there. And then 4 days ago, from the 29th of the month, that's where the bottom of the day, the low of the day rather, at 176 is sat right on that bottom of that channel, which is how I drew it in the first place. So the main thing I'll be keeping an eye on is whether this channel will hold and how long Ethereum will consolidate inside this horizontal channel in between $176 at the bottom and around about $244 at the top. Now, what's positive about price consolidation like this for Ethereum is that, for a change, because Ethereum is not really meant to be a currency, it's not really meant to be a store of value, it's not really meant to be a speculative asset either. People who are using Ethereum for what it's intended for, i.e. building decentralized apps, I'm sure they will appreciate some price stability, because in order to use the apps and have a stable value of your Ether and be able to run your app with a predictable transaction price, this is a good thing, right? If they're earning Ethereum, or if their customers are paying Ethereum to run transactions, then it would be good to have some stability, or even a range would be good enough, right? Even if the volatility was reasonably contained, that would bode well for the Ethereum dApps. You know what I mean? So there we go. Interesting to see that as well on the day of the hard fork. It seems relatively civil to me. But I'm going to go and do a live stream later today, so tune in for that. I'm going to live stream the fork as it happens and see what I can find out. But that's all for today in terms of the market roundup. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, get subscribed. And if you want access to my very best stuff, such as my structured online courses, check out Cryptoversity.com. Alright guys, that's all for today for the market roundup. I'll be back later today with the live stream, so check out the YouTube channel if you want to find out what time it is. But until then, it's me, Chris Coinigy, saying bye for now.